Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, The Nursing Chronicles with Monique. I am Monique. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me. Some housekeeping rules. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And you see that little bell that's down there on your phone or on your computer? Please click that little bell, and that way you will be notified of any upcoming uploads or podcasts. And thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Keep on liking, subscribing, and sharing. That way YouTube knows that the information I provide to you, that it's helpful, that you're interested. And by continuing to show liking, by liking and subscribing, it also helps with the algorithm as well, because there is an algorithm, guys. If people are interested, YouTube will push you further in the algorithm. So nurses, techs, doctors, ancillary staff, go ahead on, share these videos, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. So this particular upload, because you know I'm always talking about what's going on, I'm giving you the 411 and the T on what's going on in these hospital streets. You know, we got other YouTubers that give you the 411 on the gossip that's going on in with celebrity news, but I give you the 411 and the information and the latest tea, so to speak, as to what's going on in our neck of the woods, right? So I'm going to keep it 100% real with y'all, and I'm going to stay on task with letting you guys know there's a shift that's going on in healthcare. Period, point blank. So with that being said, here we go. More hospital closures. Yes, indeedy. More layoffs, and I will get into that. Okay, so this particular hospital, Texas Hospital abruptly closes, gives up license to restructure business. This is dated February 5th, guys, okay? So this hospital is called Central Hospital of Bowie, Texas, abruptly closed on February 4th. So guys, this is abrupt. No notice, no nothing. Let me show you how tacky things are getting in healthcare in our field. And and then you'll know why I push so hard, and I'm trying to stress to wake people up so that they can know changes are happening and nurses have your plan B. Okay, this is a capitalistic society built on business, period and point blank. Okay, so we as nurses, we're part of the business structure. We're the workers. Okay, so wait, look how tacky this was, how they inform people. A note informing patients of the closure was posted on the hospital doors just before 5 p.m. So guess what? They had these people work all day, and then put I ain't gonna say a sticky note, but you might as well have took a yellow sticky note and put it up there and said we're closed and we not opening back up. How tacky. Look, hospital staff were informed of the quote unquote temporary closure moments before the sign was posted, according to the report. So wait a minute. You take a little yellow sticky note and say, patients, we're closing. But then 2 seconds before that, you make an announcement or something and say, we're closing our doors. You see what I'm saying, guys? So what I'm saying to you guys, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. No, I'm gonna keep on beating it, because sometimes people need to hear it constantly, consistently, so that they understand what's going on and that they're not rocked to sleep by the powers that be, so to speak. This is what's going on. There's no allegiance in this game right now, and I got some stories to tell y'all about ageism, forgery, defamation of character, some shady, shiesty stuff going on in healthcare today. But we'll discuss that later. Okay, so they put this note on the door right before 5, and then they tell the staff that it's temporarily closing. It says the hospital was closed so that way we may have an opportunity to restructure our business. The sign on the door read, "Restructure your business." You should not have been putting a sign up. You should have been letting your staff know what was going on a long time ago. In addition, the hospital said it is voluntarily returning its license to the appropriate regulatory bodies. What? Basically saying they're giving their license to operate, because basically they're not going to probably be opening their doors. 2 emergency medical service companies, Bowie EMS and NoCon Hospital EMS, were informed the hospital will be closing. And it says, we appreciate all those groups and individuals who have made it possible to care for our patients over the last few years, and we look forward to resuming activities as soon as possible, the notice on the door stated. Are you serious? Do you see what I'm saying? So, it's a money grab going on with a whole lot of places, and you have me believe that there probably was some, as far as funds, maybe they did have financial difficulties, but I don't believe for a minute that there are individuals when these hospitals close, they still walk away whole. But the people, the employees, again, people who not owning the business or running the business, they're walking away with something. You and the people at the hospital who are employees are walking away with nothing. So they give up their license, put a little sticky on the door. I'm just kind of allegedly, I don't know if they put a sticky, but heck, they could have put a big old nice typed up pretty sign. It's the same difference. It was abrupt. There was no notice, and they gave back their licenses to operate. So it don't sound like they're opening up anytime soon. And all of those people, I didn't get a count of how many people might have been involved with this who lost their jobs, but this was just February 5th. So yeah, these places are supposed to give you notice and do all of this cute stuff that they say they're supposed to do by law, but I'm trying to show you guys that these hospitals are closing. Smaller hospitals, mid-sized hospitals, even the larger hospitals are having financial difficulty. Okay, they're having financial difficulty. Now, this is not a channel where we're just going to complain about it. No, I'm giving you warning. There's warning signs, right? So I'm giving you guys warning. Even your new nurses that are coming in, always have your plan B. Don't just rely on that hospital because everything looks good. You don't know what's going on behind the closed doors when those balancing of the books are taking place with the CFO and the CEO. Okay, you don't know what's going on. I've had a lot of experience. I've been around in this game long enough, and I see the handwriting on the wall. So that particular hospital, they closed. Child put a sticky on the door, and then told the staff right before that, and had the staff work up until the end of the day. And who knows if that staff is going to get their money? See what I'm saying? Just think about it. Let's use our critical thinking skills. Yes, nursing and healthcare. Nursing, our profession. Oh Lord, why does this keep happening? Nursing is a great profession. It is one of the most trusted professions. However, we are part of a healthcare system. And if healthcare is changing and it's all about business, that means we're going to be impacted. And we need to wake up and understand what that is. And if that means that we can do other things while we are even in the nursing field to cushion ourselves so we can have a better transition or not as bumpy of a transition, or if a hospital does close abruptly, you're not standing there with your head caught in the deer lights. Okay? So this is not complaining. This is awareness and proactiveness and being progressive. Okay, that's what my company is called, Progressive Enterprises, because we're going to make progress. We got to move forward. Even though this stuff is happening, we still move forward. The people who may have gotten laid off or abruptly lost their jobs, if they had a plan B in place, they fared better than somebody not having a plan. And the people who had a plan B in place or had a business of their own where they had other income coming in, they're going to fare better than somebody who was just relying on that particular hospital. And I bet your bottom dollar that there were warning signs. And I gave y'all some warning signs before in my other upload. There's some warning signs. Those warning signs is if you got to go, there's no supplies. If you bringing supplies and going to Walmart and the dollar store to buy supplies to take care of your patients, missing your paycheck, those are warning signs. Rumors that the hospital is going to be closing, don't not pay attention to those. Pay attention to it because that stuff might be true. Let's talk about this other, this is dated February 4th. Pennsylvania hospital loses its license. Elwood City, Pennsylvania Medical Center's provisional license with the Pennsylvania Department of Health has expired and it can no longer operate, according to the Elwood City Ledger. The hospital was operating under provisional license after being cited more than 40 times by the Pennsylvania Department of Health during the 2 years since it was acquired by AmeriCorps Health. And I know if you start listening to my podcast, you're going to start to hear some of these same companies that have taken over. There's like these corporations that are like taking over these hospitals, okay? Start paying attention. You'll see. So if some of these companies come to your hospital, you have a heads up and you be like, oh no, that's the same hospital that Monique was talking about that took over those other 20 hospitals that went bankrupt and closed. Guess what? It's time to find another job. On November 27, state health officials ordered the hospital to suspend inpatient and emergency services due to serious violations, including failure to pay employees. Hey, guys, you see what I'm saying? And the inability to offer surgical services. How about that? See, I'm trying to tell y'all. AmeriCorps, which filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in December, shut down Elwood City Medical Center December 10th. So if you see AmeriCorps coming, to go look up AmeriCorps. Okay, AmeriCorps. Go look that up and see who they are. Because if they come to your hospital near you, you might want to start looking for another job. The hospital submitted a plan December 18th to state health officials to correct the deficiencies. The health department conducted an on-site inspection January 3rd. So this just happened, guys. So the health department came out, did the inspection, determined if the hospital had, met those deficiencies, and they determined that the hospital had not shown its suitability to resume providing any healthcare services. The health department said the ban on services will remain in effect until the hospital could properly implement a corrective action plan. Child. Ellenwood City Medical Center's provisional license, it expired January 28th and has not been renewed. The hospital does not meet the minimum requirements for a provisional license and is not permitted to offer any services, said the Elwood City Ledger. The hospital could reopen if AmeriCorps resolves the deficiencies after emergence from bankruptcy or if a newer owner takes over the facility. So you see how these hospitals are switching hands like they playing spades or something. Okay, I got a king, no, I got a deuce, I got a joker. They're just, look, this is the hospital scramble that they're doing these days. So they got this owner coming to take over this one. You notice how all these hospitals are merging, this one who owns this one. Look, people. So when I try to tell you that what I'm saying is true, I have umpteen more stories to tell. And some other crazy stuff that's going on in healthcare. Okay, so even though it may not be happening per se in nursing, because within the nursing realm, we have our own issues, right? And we have our own problems, but we're part of a bigger arm. And that arm is the healthcare, the medical industrial complex. And it is a business. And that's why I keep saying that. We have no control over what's going to happen. But we have some control of the Most High, and I'm a believer, guys. But we do have some control over what can happen to us if we pay attention to the warning signs. Now, I'm going to do a rebuttal. There's a young lady, I love her show, and she did give a great, have a great upload yesterday about, telling nurses about the good and the bad in nursing. But I have a rebuttal for that because I've been in the game for 20 some odd years. And when I see the handwriting on the wall and I study these things, and I think it's worth my while to let nurses really know what they're getting into. Now, would I have chose something else? Maybe. Because I know myself as a nurse, our goal is to take care of people. And when you can't even do that, then really what is the point? If you truly cannot take care of a patient, but you're clutching onto a cart and a cow, computer on wheels, or a laptop, and all you're worrying about is documenting, but you can't even take care of your patient. That's not why I got into the profession, that's for sure. Now, I'm not saying it's bad everywhere. That's not the point. My point is healthcare is a business. It is changing. The healthcare arena. Therefore, our roles are going to change, maybe for the good, maybe for the worse. I don't see it changing for the better because I see some of the shenanigans that are going on. And my goal is to keep bringing you the tea and the information, what's going on, so you can make an educated decision, a critical thinking decision, and always have a backup plan and try to start business. Nobody said just leave nursing. No. You can still work as a nurse, but it's always good to have another means. Because let's face it, guys, we go to work not only because we care for the patients, but we want to get our paychecks. And look at all of these hospitals closing. Look at all of these people who are missing their paycheck. That's one of the reasons why the hospital was closed. They couldn't meet payroll. And God forbid, what was really going on in the surgical services? The doctors probably got wind and went on about their businesses, when they found out the hospital couldn't pay the physicians. So they probably couldn't offer surgical services. This is widespread. This is not just happening one place. That's why I'm kind of sounding the alarm and really staying on this. And I'll continue to bring you information about health, wellness, how we can stay well. I want to start doing some vlogging so you guys can see me and see what I do throughout the day. So you can see that this is a real person that takes care of that practices what she preaches. I only wish I had a podcast to listen to some years ago, because I would have started doing some of these same things. There are always going to be people who be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and put things off. But to be really blunt, time is of an essence. If you're going to do something, you need to put something into place now. Maybe you don't want to start a business. Maybe your family member wants to start a business. Maybe you want to get a certificate in something else in addition to your nursing, so that way you're not at the bedside. That's one of my courses, because I do hold 3 certifications besides my RN license and my BSN. Or 3 certifications in 3 different things, but they're all healthcare related. And they enable me to work for some huge Fortune 500 companies. They enabled me to travel throughout the U.S. when I was on the road at one time. They enabled me to work from home. And that's why I talk about working from home. Because had I been at a bedside job, I probably would not have been able to gather my thoughts or have the energy or wherewithal to even think about starting a business and transitioning into something else outside of bedside nursing. So guys, I know what I'm talking about. Bottom line. Now, Mercy Gono, she gave Mercy Gono, wonderful channel. I love her. I love watching her. She has the cutest little, oh my God, baby girl. Oh, she's so scrumptious. But she's giving it from her perspective. It is a great profession. And you can make a living. But we have to be totally blunt and honest with, no job is perfect. But I do see where nurses are going to be the ones to have to take the brunt of a lot of these healthcare transitional changes. For instance, a lot of nurses will go and get their NP to become a nurse practitioner. And I had gone to urgent care not too long ago, and they had just this one NP with 2 medical assistants running the whole urgent care. I think that's totally inappropriate. They will burn out the nurses and have you doing all of this work without appropriate staffing and or assistance. And that to me is dangerous. And this is what they typically do. So you got this one urgent care open, making thousands upon thousands of dollars that day, depending on how many people come in. It's open 12 hours, 24 hours, some of them. And you have one nurse, NP. And then what if a patient has to get shipped to the ER? So then no one else can see the patients. This nurse is having to stabilize this patient and get them in an ambulance. I've seen that happen. So nurses are continuously having to take the brunt. They keep talking about how respected we are. Stop talking about how respected we are and how well trusted we are. Stop gassing us up, because that's what that is. We are well respected, but you don't pay us what we're worth. You don't give us what we're worth. You talk about how well trusted we are. Yes, because most nurses, we got some of us who don't do what we were supposed to do. And I report on those too. I report on some of us that behave badly because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? But stop talking about, oh, this is the year of the nurse. Hey, guys, how many of you know that this is the year of the nurse? 2020. What really does that mean? Oh, we're one of the most trusted professions. Yeah, but why are nurses committing suicide at higher rates? Why are nurses some of the sickest people and some of the brokest people? Yes, there's some nurses who make some money, but they got to work 2 and 3 jobs to make it. Come on now. So yes, I'm going to rebut some of what she had to say. I'm going to leave a link below to her channel, because go join her channel. I love her channel. I like it because she does hair. She does a little of this. She does a little of that. But, that's the beauty of YouTube. You can agree to disagree, but you do it in a respectful manner. Okay? We do it in a respectful manner. So we could talk all day and night about all of this trust and all of this, where the heartbeat and all this stuff. But when I look at the statistics and I see what's going on, yes, there's some nurses that do make money. But when I go talk to these nurses, truly, they're working their booties off. They are unhappy and they're miserable. Now, if you are a nurse that is a tenured professor at a school, I've always wanted to be a professor. You got to get your PhD, and just to get tenured, that takes, I don't know a lot of tenured professors. Those are really kind of what they call cushy jobs, because you work certain times of the year. It's not very stressful, but you got to, go to school and get the education, but then you got to pay for all of this stuff. And if you don't have any money to pay for it, or if you decide to have a family while you're doing it, it's a lot. So guys, we have to put things in perspective. Yes, go to school and become a nurse, but at the same time, don't put all your eggs in one basket. These people who are out here who have been very successful are people who are utilizing their base knowledge of nursing and doing other things. Like I said, Mercy Gono, she's on YouTube and she's making money with advertisements and probably support from other, what am I saying? Like advertisements, because you get monetized if ads play on your website, on your platform. But then they do have endorsements. That's why you see everybody up there doing hair and makeup and, Fashion Nova and doing all, because they get money for that. And that's good. This is a capitalistic society. But if somebody's paying me, I'm still going to tell you the truth. People usually will pay you to advertise something, especially if you say that it's good. So you have to push a nursing school, Chamberlain Nursing or something like that. I'm not saying it's don't do it. I'm saying have a plan B. Have a business. Start a business. Get some certifications under your belt. Learn about the jobs that you can do that work from home. This is not some nurses have almost finished their career. And they probably got 5 years before they can retire, but they can't do the strenuous work. So they need to have something else to fall back on. But then if the hospital closes or lays them off or whatever the case may be, then what? So we got to always look at that percentage of what's happening. The younger nurses, they're going to be enamored. Oh my God, nurses are rich. I don't know any rich nurses. Just keeping it 100. All the nurse friends I know have worked 2 jobs, maybe sometimes 2 and 3. But why? If we're so trusted and we're the heartbeat of nursing, why are we not paid such? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep bringing you guys this information. I'll upload my rebuttal. It's not even a rebuttal, it's a response. Because I want people to see both sides of it. The real side. And I'm not just talking about nursing staffing ratios or the mandatory overtime. Those are important. I don't agree with those either. But there's a shift happening that's bigger than that. And this shift is taking place now with the closure of many hospitals and many more to come. And who do you think is going to be caught in the front lines? They're laying off pharmacists, doctors, nurses. Okay. Not to say there's not needed, because yes, there's there's supply and demand. But the responsibilities of the nurse, I feel, are going to increase because they're wanting to use PAs and NPs in place of physicians. So they're going to work you harder and expect more of you and put your license on the line than they did the physicians. I mean, is there no wonder doctors are committing suicide and nurses? So something is wrong. There's an imbalance here. And that's why I'm here to give you the tea. So I always talk about what I'm eating for today. I've been fasting for part of the day. So this morning I just had some warm water with lemon, and I put a little bentonite clay. And yes, I put a little of the Sani's number 7 to try to help pull some of the heavy metals out of my system. That was on an empty stomach when I got up. And then I had for lunch just some miso soup broth. And then I'll make some lentil soup with vegetables and maybe a little rice later on. So with that being said, yes, more hospital closures. Hospitals closing abruptly. And this is the reality of where we are. Okay. And I told you I was going to report on a particular hospital system who closed a hospital in the U.S., but yet they were getting ready to build a hospital in China. I don't know if they're still doing it. Yeah. So I'm like, well, how are you closing a hospital here? You going to build a hospital over there? What's that all about? There's money to be made. It's a business, don't you see? And there's a bigger plan to all of this, but I don't want to get into that on my channel because I don't want people talking about conspiracy theories. The bottom line, guys, is some conspiracy is not all conspiracy at all. It may seem far-fetched to the mind of some people, but some of this stuff, there's a plan in place. Guys, do you not know that nurses, and I have to look up the law, that if like a coronavirus came here, they can, if you're like retired, they can mandate that you work. Did y'all know that? They can call you up just like the military and mandate you to work as a nurse. So why do you think they keep these lists of these nurses and licenses and all this stuff? To know where you are, just in case they have a outbreak of like what they did, what they're having in China. And I think for other reasons, but those are stories for other days. I don't discuss it on my channel. I'll start to discuss some of that on my Patreon. I'm going to get a Patreon set up so that way you guys can come over there and listen to some of the stuff that is going on in our healthcare system and what the powers that be actually have planned for nursing, for healthcare, what's really happening. It's a little deeper than that. And that's why I kind of go hard when it comes to when I see those nice little frilly, cute uploads on YouTube. And everybody has a right to put out whatever content they want. And that's great. But we've been rocked to sleep enough. You know, we've been rocked to sleep for real. And so people have to wake up and understand there's certain agendas, even in healthcare, that we are a part of. So it's all good to go to school and make a living, but you want to know what you are a part of. You don't want to be caught into something and be like, I didn't know that. And I'm going to start to put that stuff. It's going to be a membership on Patreon because it's kind of political and it's but so much, not even political, controversial. And I don't want to put that stuff out on YouTube because, you know, there's rules and regulations and guidelines, you know, and so you have to be careful what you say and what you do, or, you know, on these YouTube streets because they have rules and regulations too. So you got to know how to move in every arena. So you got your healthcare street, you got your YouTube street, you got your home environment life street, you got all of your work life street. Every place has its own, you know, method of operation, how you have to, you know, perform and behave within those guidelines. you know. And so, you know, I love seeing that all cute, frilly stuff, but there's a reality to this, you know, and the reality is bigger. It's bigger than us, guys. It's bigger than just nursing. But in the meantime, you know, just to take a little bite out of it, I really am passionate about letting nurses know these hospital closures and stuff, they're not going to stop. Y'all really think this economy, the stock market is doing well? There's something called supply and demand. Don't y'all see what's happening with regards to this coronavirus? And now there's no supply. Yes, the supply chain has been interrupted. Therefore, the prices go up. Therefore, that impacts the stock market. I'm going to do an upload today. I'm going to give my update on the coronavirus for the whole week. And then I'm going to do another upload on the coronavirus money grab, because people are already trying to benefit financially off of this. So guys, you know, start a business, think about it, consult with me. I will speak with you. As you guys see, I'm passionate about this. This is not something, because I know, you know, sometimes it's like, you know what you know. Sign up for the one-to-one consultation. My courses are here. I'll be calling the U.S. Patent Office tomorrow and seeing what's going on with that, and seeing if I can just release my courses that will help people with their transition and help with starting a business. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to keep bringing you the info, you know, and we'll talk about some funny stuff up there too. But I think it's just like kind of crazy where hospitals are just putting signs on the door at the end of the day. Come on. No kind of respect. No kind of, come on, put some respect on our names. It's a shame. It's a crying shame. So it doesn't even tell how many people lost their job or how many nurses, doctors, whatever. It don't even say. And at this point, it really doesn't even matter. It's just wrong all across the board. And I'm sure some of those people, if they had heard a podcast or had heard something like this and was like, you know what, I need to do that 6 months ago or a year ago, they'd be in better position. Because this is all about this capitalistic society. It's business. And guys, you don't understand. I'm trying to tell you guys, just in starting the business, you move on into business credit. There's something about this whole, there's levels to this. And this is the ability sometimes of between you and your family eating, paying your bills. I'm telling you, my courses will help you guys be able to do that, because I've done it. I won't tell anybody anything. I couldn't come up here until I, you know, tested out some stuff for myself. So think about it. One of my courses is how to build business credit. That's huge, guys. Huge, 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 huge. Huge. Okay? So like and subscribe. Please share this with other people. Share this with other nurses. Set up your consultation. I think probably next week, I'm hoping I'll call the patent office and see if I can put the links to my website. I have a beautiful, had some people really work on my website, work on my courses. The website for my courses, I built the courses, but I had people do that, the other technology based stuff. But to build my courses, I had to do that myself. And it was a lot of work. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it's all worth it. It looks the way I wanted to, very professional, you know, everything that I need to be there legally. Actually, I had somebody look over my website and I didn't have a privacy statement. You have to, you know, if you legit, you got to have these things in place legally. I didn't have a privacy statement, and I think a couple of my links didn't go to my other social media platforms. So, you know, guys, it's a work in progress, but it's a labor of love, and I'm doing it to help my fellow nurses and other people out there who just know in themselves that they're getting their stuff ready for tomorrow. They're getting ready to get on a highway. They sit in traffic and they're sitting there like, I don't want to do this. I am tired of this. I am so done with my boss that's a sociopath or a narcissist that's so crazy. I'm done with the office politics. I'm done with sitting 2 hours in traffic every day. I'm done because I'm tired and I can't take lifting these patients up every day like this. I'm done because I'm tired. I don't want to be exposed to all of these different chemicals and toxins in this hospital anymore. There could be multiple reasons why. And they've put their time in, and rightfully so. If you put your time in, you paid your dues, it's okay to say it's all right to transition. And that's the part I don't like. We shame our nurses when we say this ain't for me no more. We keep talking about it's the year of the nurse, we're the most trusted profession, to psych you into, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't leave. No, if people want to leave, let them go. It's just like, that's why we get stuck in these toxic relationships and with toxic people, because we get so psyched out by watching TV that, we don't. But steadily people are getting killed and murdered every single day with abusive people in their lives. And I hate to go on a tangent, but it's that same ideology, that same cognitive dissonance. Yes, it is a great profession. Yes, we are trusted, but sometimes things come to an end. There's a cycle for things. And some nurses may want to step out of it. But society keeps saying, no, it's a trusted profession. Why would you do that? Why would you leave nursing? It's a good job. Not knowing you are as miserable can be. So think about what I'm saying, guys. Okay? Just think about it. Like and subscribe. Share. I'll give you an update on the courses. They're done. Just a matter of hitting the button and saying release. That's about it. But thank you guys so much for joining me. As you guys can see, I'm passionate. And I'm not easily dissuaded from my goal and my passion. Because I've seen some things. And I've been in this game long enough to know I see some drastic changes taking place. So guys, I thank you guys for all my new subscribers. Like and subscribe. Come on, get my numbers up. Give me the thumbs up. I'm telling you, there's a game to this YouTube thing too. And that's why whoever channel I go on, if I listen, I'm gaining something from that. That took time out of that person's day. The least I could do is thumbs up, unless they're talking about something all crazy. And if they talk about something crazy, I don't thumbs down. I just click off and don't go back. But if I gain something from this, some knowledge, give people a thumbs up on their channels. Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Thank you for joining me on the Nursing Chronicles with Monique. Peace.